Okay, let's play a game. Let's call it Read the Tree. What do you see here? I see something that happened a long time ago, and I can extrapolate from this image a possible rip from sometime way past. Now, what does that mean? Well, there may be some damage inside. Significant valley oak, and our job is weight reduction on this half of the tree. There's decay pockets in a bunch of areas down there, and there's one up there. The significance of the decay is yet to be determined, so getting ourselves set up, my hope is to shoot the throw bag up that way and pull the rope up, maybe use the Ronin to go up either this side or this side. I'm going to shoot two spots. I want a rope over here and a rope over here. And the rope on this side will be an extra tie-in safety. So more than likely, we'll try to shoot the Ronin rope over on that side and go straight up. And this is the guy that's going up in the tree. Now I want to explain some of this gear here. We have a lot of different ropes. This green rope is for the Ronin. The orange rope is our climbing line, our lifeline. And we have multiple ropes for different reasons. This is the APTA for shooting the throw bag up there. And you can see we've got the other line for the throw bag. And there's a lot of equipment that we have to utilize to make this work. I think we pumped this up to about 100 pounds of pressure to get this one high spot. And then situating it so that we can work with it is often complicated. We've got to pull the rope around. There we go, 100 pounds of pressure. And then Jorge was setting up to do another shot. I know it's really hard to see this in this video. You want the second throw ball? Well, it's coming down, but slowly. Now, when you're pulling up your line, it's important to tie a knot, actually multiple knots, and have it come right up to the end. So you can imagine pulling it up over a tight crotch, and you don't want it to hang up. So we situate this with a series of clove hitches, and it comes right up to the very end. So when we pull the small throw bag, it pulls it up. And we've got a lot of the gear. You know, I've got a rope runner. I've got the Jumars. I've got the ascenders for the knee ascenders. I've got the whole gambit. But I'll tell you, as I get older and older, using some of this stuff with my knees is really hard. It feels really heavy. So I did put the ladder up there and inspect two of the lower cavities. I took a probe up there and I was able to run it in, and you can see from what I'm doing here that the cavity is it's moderately deep. When I say moderately, it's about halfway into the tree. So the more cavities and the more weaknesses that you've got to deal with when you climb makes the integrity of the entire limb kind of sketchy, actually. There's also a low cable down here, which is of no value whatsoever. And this is the Ronin. If you're new to this channel, this is a device that helps you to climb the rope. And it's an expensive tool, but as we're getting older and older, access to the tree is important. And we use this thing quite a bit. It's a little it's a little sketchy, depending, having your whole life depend on this machine. but it's a game changer for us. Now, you young guys out there that use the rope runner and the different climbing apparatus and the knee ascenders and all that stuff to do some rope climbing, my hat's off to you. But I'm almost 72 years old, and Jorge's 55 years old. And if we're going to stay in the game, we've got to learn a few new tricks. And this is one that it really makes a difference for us. Now, regardless of how you set your rope and climb the rope, you've got to get the rope up there in a good position. So it honestly takes us half an hour or more to get everything set up. So this is using some speed lines to get some of this brush down. I tell you, that is one long, sketchy branch to be out of. And trusting your life to that limb with all the potential defects, every piece of weight that he got off of there made him feel a little bit safer and safer and safer. And we took a lot of weight off of this. We took probably 1,500 pounds off of this branch. Now, this client had a big limb failure on the other oak tree adjacent to this one. And if this was to fall, this would smack the neighbor's house. Now, we opted to use a speed line for all of these branches because had we lowered the branches down, they would have hung up in all of the neighbors' trees. So the speed line was definitely the right choice. Whew, almost took out the basketball hoop there. Now, this is kind of cool. I tried to keep Jorge in front of the sun so I could get a good image, almost a silhouette, but that's hard to do, moving around. When he's coming down, I got to move the camera. But it came out pretty good. I want you to take note of how he's working two ropes at the same time. He's controlling with two separate knots. Now, a lot of times I like to show the volume of brush that we take out of the tree. And I estimate that this was probably about 1,500 pounds. These branches were really heavy. They were just loaded with these giant acorns. And every time we took a branch off, you could tell that it felt much more secure up there for Jorge. You know, he commented on it. Okay, things don't always go smooth. We ran one piece of wood through there that just jammed up. I want you to look at the size of these acorns. They are enormous. and the volume of them was incredibly high. I can't believe he got in there with a chainsaw. That was the only way he can get that piece out of there. Sometimes you just do what you gotta do. So now I'm in the process of pulling some ropes down because we're just about done with this job. We've got it all blown off, everything's cleaned up, and next shot here, I'll show you what it looks like after we've taken off. I would easily estimate 1,500 pounds. So that limb, which was quite precarious and quite hazardous, I believe is so much safer